here we are, back on P99. Pretzels. Where the heck am I at? Oh, good lord, I have to reset everything. That's gonna take a minute. The need for change. And how you doing, Kenshiro? Haven't seen you in a while. Good, good, good. Glad to hear it. And honestly, I have to say, after playing on P2002, I think I'm going to be doing a lot more P2002. Really enjoyed playing on that server. Not that kind of change. Good change, not bad change. What am I doing? Level 15. Actually, I almost went on 2002 tonight, but here it's been a while, so I should probably hop back on P99. I was supposed to do another night of the easy server, I just couldn't do it. It's neat, the easy server is neat, but yeah, there's no real challenge, you know what I mean? Ooh, arrows. Yes, desperately need arrows. I reinstalled everything. There's the live Everquest, P99, P2002, Hidden Forest, the easy server. I went through and reinstalled every single one of them properly this time. That's why my UI was messed up. Because I copied this over to a second hard drive, and then I copied it all back again. Oh God. Healing 1% of the time. Do we get new spells yet? Let's go back to Surfall and see if we get any new spells yet. Might switch over to the monk earlier than anticipated. Not really too much for my ranger to do over here, and I don't feel like going through all the hassle of getting him somewhere decent. So I might just switch over to the monk. But I want to see if I get any new spells yet. I forget what level new spells happen. May have already gotten them. Reset what all over again. I might switch over to the monk earlier than anticipated. I planned on doing some time on the ranger, some time on the monk. But I might switch over to the monk because I don't feel like getting my ranger somewhere tonight. Some, but I might switch over to the monk, as I was just explaining. Because he's way over here in Kinos, and I don't feel like going anywhere where I can actually get some XP. It's a hassle. Cookie baking for Christmas has started. They're never going to make it. I can tell you right now, they're not going to see this side of Christmas Eve, I guarantee. Tried to warn her. But she started with my absolute favorite kind first. So, yeah, it's not going to happen. Scruffy. Scruffy's up. The named rat. So quiet. I think I have the music turned down. There's no hunter. Pew. Yeah, I can hear it now. Everything was just so quiet. I've been playing a lot of an other game, outside of the stream, and it constantly has noises you know, going on somewhere, you know, like animal noises or townfolk noises or something like that. I guess I just got used to the noise. Let's kill these guys and see if they got any teeth, since we're here. I'm not getting any XP for them, but... Alright, enough of that. Stick pretzels. My daughter dove her hand into the bag of pretzels tonight and started shoving them in her mouth until she had this whole mouthful of stick pretzels sticking out like a bird's nest. I guess she had to be there, but it was pretty comical. Whoa, Western Green. Yeah, I just don't know where to take this guy now. I mean, I do, but it's such a hassle to get there. There's some music. I think I left my monk off in High Pass, actually. Bandages. Let's see, who sells spells? Fishing roads. That's what we should do. We should spend the whole night fishing. Level 18 for Perry. When do we get dual wield on him, by the way? 17, 2 more levels. Oh, that's sad. Yeah. They kind of look like it, don't they? Wile E. Coyote. Super genius. Let's see, Rough Elm. I'd like to make a better bow. But not right now. Spells. Who sells spells? There we go. Burst of fire. Do I already have that? Yep, I already got my 15 spells. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna switch over to the monk, I think. Just not feeling the ranger right now. Sorry, I'm reading this transcript of a podcast back in 2015 when the net neutrality thing first came into existence. Hey, well, let's hop on the Pixar monk for a little bit and goof around. I haven't played him in a while. He's carrying absolutely nothing. Doesn't even have a bag. What level is he? Level 7. We're going to go over to Swamp of No Hope, and we're going to look for escape frog locks. Oh, God bless it, I gotta set all this crap up again. Sorry. Ah, 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 ah. Quiver, that's funny. Alright, you get down here, you get over here, everybody's back where we belong. Okay. Let's follow this guy, see where he's going. Nah, let's not. It's probably boring. We have to go to Swamp No Hope and look for escape frog locks, so we're going to do that. Now our guy is equipped with absolutely nothing. He is a naked monk. I guess that shows you how much monks depend on gear now, doesn't it? Need some leeches too. Well, we need leech husks specifically. I don't remember what for. And that's not one. Yeah, he is. That's still not one. There's an escape frog locker right over there. Get back here. Get back here. Uh-oh. Are we fighting two of them? Yes, we are. I think there's another escape frog lock over there. And I need a bunch of those. Oh, you just die already, Jesus. No, that's a fisher. What was the other one? Damn trees, can't see anything. There he is. That other fisher comes back, we're going to be doing a corpse recovery. Yes, in fact, there are. There very much are. And they're all trapped on an island. It's really sad. Oh, you just stay over there, Mr. Skipper. I need to go heal up a bit. Getting a little too penisy. I forget exactly what it is I'm working on. Some monk armor of some sort. Your wiki? Yeah. Thought so. Oh, yeah. Bookmark right there. Dirt. Sparring armor. That's what I'm working on. What I need are leech husks. Whole lot of them. So I should just leave the frog locks alone for now. Focus on leeches. I don't even know if they drop the damn things. I've killed so many of these things I've killed so far. There's your skipper. Marianne's down there behind that tree somewhere. I don't know what Gilligan got up to, but I'm sure he'll be back. How many do I have? Well, my account's full. Just the one account, though. What the heck is that? Why is that here? Is that even supposed to be here? Yeah, just the one account. Oh, there's the girlfriend's account, but that doesn't have anything on it yet. Just a placeholder character to get the exemption in place. I need leeches. Lots of leeches. How you doing, Nibers? How's Tricks? I hear they're finally going to do the last patch. Oh, I made this one under pressure from the masses and just never deleted it. So now I'm just goofing around on it. He has a couple of good fighting sticks, so don't want him to go to waste. It's completely naked otherwise, though. I do have a human monk. Why is that thing here? Isn't it in the wrong zone? It's one of those things from the Dragon Zone. What the hell is it called? Come on. There, finally. Jesus. Oh, nice. Good deal. Good deal. Wish I had more time to watch. I like to watch people raid. I don't necessarily like to do it myself, but I like to watch other people do it. I don't want to do all that work, so I can just live vicariously through your adventures. Yeah, that is kind of odd. Where are you raiding at? Or just random places? Kunar Dragons? Did you? He just took a swing at me. Did you see that? I would like to, at some point, get together with you on my Shadow Night and return the Circlet of Shadows. Hopefully you can pass it on to somebody who benefit a lot more from it. You know, somebody that raids or whatever, somebody that could actually put it to good use. For me, it's a neat thing, but that's a lot of responsibility. Pretty valuable item on this server. Has bailed me out a couple times though. No, not done with them. It's just I'm going to be shifting back and forth between servers, so I'm not going to be able to give P99 my full attention anymore. Because I really had, I got to be honest with you, I had a lot of fun on P2002. I really did. And I'd like to spend some more time on that server. And I just don't feel right keeping the circlet, you know what I mean? Love you, kid. We'll still be doing our regular Saturday night get-togethers on P99 with the Shadow Knight. Oh, really? I just don't want it to go to waste. You know, it's a really good item, and it's kind of wasted on my Shadow Knight. Really handy item. Why is that Devourer here? He has no business being in this zone. He's way too high level for this zone. Yeah, I know, but it was a gift kind of thing, and okay, yeah, whenever. He's currently parked over in Crystal Caverns. I have no idea how the hell I'm going to get him back to the mainland, other than use the circlet to hop on the boat. I just didn't want to, didn't want the item to go to waste. I'm sure there are people that you raid with that could benefit from it much more than my Shadow Knight could. Do appreciate it though. It's a very nice gesture. What is that? Oh, trooper swimming. Need leeches. No, he's dead. Kept waiting for the fight to go on further. See? It's one of those devourer things. Why is he here? Is that what that is? No, it's a fisher. Never mind. What is the deal with leech husks? Are they not a thing? Ding. Excuse me. Alright, let's head back into town and unload some of our ill-gotten gains. Micah, what's going on? Yeah, you stay on YouTube where it's safe. You can't do any harm on YouTube. You back to work yet? Ah, that sucks. Sorry we weren't able to get together. There's a plan for New Year's, a rudimentary plan at least, to get together and do a all-night streamathon. What's going on, Keb? How's it going? How's your stream setup coming? Oh no, it was fun. It was fun. Quite amusing. Yeah, told you. Yeah, getting those audio levels just right. I might as well wear it since I don't have anything else. Got another one of those. But none of that is what I actually need. Ah, more spider silks. Trying out different servers. I don't know. Just kind of floundering around, really, to tell you the truth. Do I need this? I don't need this. This is a warrior thing. I can get rid of this. Pretty sure. Bixie berry pie. Yeah, we'll sell it. Can never tell if he's feigning death or if he's actually dead. Monks are fun. Did she make an XR? They're a lot of fun. XRs take a lot of the pain out of it too. Is she on right now? Oh. I was going to give her these fighting sticks I got. Nice little low-level fighting sticks, really fast. I think they're a magic item too. Yeah, magic. Octo, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll meet you over at the Field of Bone entrance. Farron, what's going on? How you doing? He is just level 8. It's just a goof around character. It's not my real monk. My real monk is a human. Which I'm going to be switching over to shortly. Yep. Monks don't need weapons. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. I think the human is 17. He's currently camped in High Pass. Because I feel like I have not suffered enough. Squatting like a Slav. That's the best part about XR, the way they squat. Well, I'll keep a hold of one, since she's got the XR club, because that gives you that nice little proc, too. That frenzy. Hot Grills, what's going on? I actually think I have an XR club on my human monk. What level are you now? 90 or something? $51. Good God. Good God. He's been playing on the server for what, 3 weeks now? He's got a level 51. I've been on here for 4 months. My highest is 35. I think I already have one on the other monk, but I don't know if I use it or not. Irritable bowel syndrome. Is that you? That's not you, is it? No. Yeah, 17. He's 17 because he's got feign death now. That's right. Am I human? That is. Moonwalking. Squat. I think that's Keb. What do you think? Maybe? Nice dress. Very fashionable. Squat. Ouch. Where are you at? Are you in Taiwan, Keb? I know you told me before, but I forgot. Still not recognized by China as an independent nation, is it? Okay, let's swap tunes. Gotta sit down for that. And I'm gonna grab a coffee while that happens. I will be right back. Yes, he's in high. I think he's actually wielding the XR club. XR Berserkers club. But I could be wrong. You can! God bless, I have to reset my UI again. Sure. I got nothing going on. Can't promise I won't get you killed. It seems to happen whenever people hang out with me a little bit. It's not my fault. I blame society. Yes, I agree. And if that's what you enjoy, you've tuned into the right stream. I die a lot. Mend. Oh, it worked. How about that? That never happens. Oh yeah, on the Shadow Knight. Yeah, he has a propensity for dying. Okay. Adamantite bow stick. How about that? Let's go throw that in the bank so I don't have to wait. That's why I like to stay bound in Rivervale, because when you die, that music kind of takes some of the sting away. Ooh, little dingus. Oh, it's not dingus, it's dringus. Never mind then. I don't think I've ever made a troll. I think it's the one race that I've never played. Cookies. I'm just going to go and unload some stuff in the bank and shed some weight. Then we'll go poke at some of the knolls or something. Oh, Spirit of the Wolf potion. Oh, yeah, no, I'm going to be playing the human. Sorry about that, Keb. I don't want to put too much time on the XR because I'm probably not going to keep him. This is my main monk. I don't think it is. I really enjoy the human monks. I know they don't have all the advantages that the XR do. I just like being able to go into the bank without having to feign every time. For me, that's more important. Now let's go get killed by some gnolls, shall we? Haven't been killed by them in a while. Ah, they're being camped. Oh, bugger. An old champion, an old champion. The best way to go. Oh, this is going to sting a little. Blind. That's how I died last time. Nope, not going to survive this one. Run away! Run away! Ah, oh, you got me good that time. Are we going to make it? Nope, we're dead. He just dotted me. We're dead. Oh, nice timely intervention there. That's why I like high pass. Oh yeah, feign death. I forgot. Ooh, Rivervale. Why the hell am I bound in Rivervale? Really? I was way far away from the zone. See what I mean about the Rivervale music though? When you die, it kind of takes some of the sting away from it. Yep. Feign death. Ah, I really need to work on that skill. Hoping the orcs are camped. Ooh. Feign death. I'm not going to forget next time. Of course, I would have probably forgotten to turn off my auto attack. So, feign death doesn't really help me all that much because I always forget to turn off the auto attack. I had to make a macro for the Shadow Knight. Just so I wouldn't forget to turn off the auto attack before I cast feign death on him. How could no one be camping the orcs? Oh, there's somebody up there. Hmm. This could be problematic. You, high-level person, clear them out. Oh yeah. Just ignore me. No, 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 don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. See if it works. Think it'll work? Did it work? I think it worked. That never happens. Ooh, my sexy green pants. Mend. Fail. Shoot, went the wrong way. Yeah, I got one of those on my my Shadow Knight that I need to give to Nivers. I've been holding on to it forever. So what I'd normally do is sit right here and wait for one to come running by. But then I get bored. So I run down in the middle of them, end up getting killed. See like that guy's doing. Oh, no worries, Keb. Tell you what, let's run down to the crimes. Freaking soothsayers are a pain in the ass. Screw you. See? Never works. Never works. I don't think he is. No, I don't think he is. No death this time. Sorry. It's really difficult for me to get my my alts made into officers. The only reason my bard is an officer is because we were doing a switch over one day, so I had to make somebody else guild leader temporarily to make my Shadow Knight the guild leader. And during that time, we made a couple of my other characters officers, but I don't think he is. My bard and my warrior are the only two officers I have, except for the Shadow Knight, of course. This is why it takes monks forever to get somewhere. Exploring, find stuff to kill. New places to die. I always end up in the Karanas. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because I'm too lazy to go anywhere else. 1222. Yeah, I think they might be a little too high for me yet. I was thinking about the knolls down in the southeast corner. There, if I run into trouble, I can just run over the druids and they'll peel them off me. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. I never die. What do you mean don't die? I never die. That skill does not like going up very often, does it? Course recovery is part of the game. That's specialized. Yeah, they're just a little too high for me right now. Somebody's camping them anyhow. Thank God. Rogue Lion. They backstab. Yeah. I've had my harm touch on the Shadow Knight resisted more times than it's actually been successful. It's kind of sad, really. I always thought it was an unresistible spell. Boy, was I wrong. That's what I thought too. But nope. Huh, that's weird. And dare I say problematic. I think the next character I make is going to be a Necro. It's time for me to make a Necro. Oh no, it's okay. Twitch doesn't mind. Twitch doesn't mind if you cuss a little. Or Crow, yeah. I think that's what my next tune's going to be. Let's see how hard this one kicks my ass. As long as they're not spellcasters, they're not too bad. See, not too bad. Woo Stick doesn't proc at all. There's no proc on the Woo Stick, it's just a really fast weapon. The one I gave you? I didn't even know how to proc on it. Not that, not, it might, I don't know. Not that I'm aware of, but I have no idea to tell you the truth. I never really looked at it too close. Did it? Ah, that's new one on me, but no, it doesn't proc, I know it doesn't proc at level 7, so... Ah, man, that sucks. That sucks. Gorge Hound. Freaking gorge hound. Yep, pork foo. Tequila Joe. What's going on? How you doing? Back on P99 tonight. I drank tequila exactly once in my life. Never again. Never again. Buddy of mine, whenever he would come to town, I'd always have a bottle of tequila waiting for him. And because he'd always stop by, and then as we're sitting there at the table, he would just drink it down like it was water. And then by the end of the visit, it would be gone. Worm and all. Ugh. Can't imagine. And not like mixed or anything, just sitting there drinking it right out of the bottle, like a beer. Real tequila might be becoming a thing of the past before too long, from what I read. The cactuses that they use to make it only grow in certain areas, and all those areas are being used for like cocaine farms and whatnot, or other more profitable crops. So that might become extinct before too much longer. Real tequila. Yeah. Now the undead knoll should be out. Yeah. No, I don't. No, I don't. I haven't seen that movie in years. I gave up drinking a long time ago. Can't do it. Can't do it. Cannot drink. That one point in before he gets close enough to actually hurt me. I think the last time I drank was 2 summers ago. And it wasn't very pleasant. I'm not equipped. How did I stop drinking? I started throwing up a lot. Every time I drink, I get sick. every single time. I'm just not suited for it. It wasn't hard. It wasn't hard to stop drinking. Not for me. Not really. Used to. Not anymore. Gave that up too. I wasn't getting anything done. I usually bongs or just a regular pipe. Yeah, more often than not, just a regular pipe. But I always have a bong laying around. Still got one somewhere. It's all dusty. But normally just a regular glass pipe. One of those hand blown deals. It's just more convenient. Pack it, smoke it, go on about your business. Yeah. Yeah, if you start smoking, you got to go into it with the knowledge that you are going to die from it. I don't anymore. I gave it up. I had to. But that used to be my thing. Not that I have a problem with it or anything. It's just I wasn't able to get anything done. I was spending all my time sitting around playing video games and just, you know. I never got paranoid. Never had any of those issues. Who's the older black comedian? Richard Pryor, yeah. He was involved in a little more than that though. He was in some really hard drugs for a while. Cocaine, no, primarily. The weed thing's overrated. It's not that bad. It's really not. It's just if you're a regular user, I don't even like to use the term user. If you use weed on a regular basis, you're not going to get anything done. That's about it. Casual, occasional, sure. In moderation, sure. Alright, Tequila. You have a good night. Be safe. Stop the bad guys. That's the problem though. Most people when they smoke weed, all they do is smoke weed all the time. Just smoke weed, smoke weed, smoke weed. And you can't do that. You have to pace yourself. I mean, that's what I used to do. Oh, I disagree. I disagree. I just think it's the most abused. And by abused, I mean overused. Now they can't. They can't continue because, well, first of all, they develop the addiction. So they have to work harder to make more money to pay for their addiction, and still be able to hide it from their family and that kind of thing. And it tears you up. And I know that from experience. The 80s were a very interesting time. But again, in moderation, any of these things are fine in moderation. Of course, you don't need any of it. And that's the thing. You don't need any of it. I dropped a piece of cookie somewhere and I'm wired to my computer. But honestly, I'd rather see somebody smoke weed than drink. Or do any other. If a drug has to exist, I'd rather it be weed than any of the other ones. Nobody's ever murdered their family after smoking weed. Do not give up. Okay, misread that. Well, I don't want to chase animals through the woods. Sometimes they chase you back. Yeah, I know what you mean. Just being a dick. And a lot of the addictive properties of drugs are also based on the person using them too. Some people can use it and just give it up. Like cocaine, for example. I used to use a lot of cocaine back in my youth, but then just one day I stopped. I just didn't want to do it anymore. Primarily because I was watching everybody go to jail. There was a big drug bust in town, and all these people were just getting rounded up, and I just sat back and watched. That was easy. I just stopped doing that. Cigarettes, though, that's the hard one. That's a tough thing to give up for me. Had no problem giving up drinking. Had no problem giving up weed. No problem giving up any of it. Except for the cigarettes. Failed to mend my wounds. Yeah, back in the Reagan era. When Coke was king and everybody was doing Coke. Now it's all heroin. Everybody does heroin now. Just do it! Nobody wants to be awake anymore. Everybody just wants to sleep. Can't really blame them, the way the world's going. Be right back. I didn't have any problem quitting weed. It's there's a certain psychological aspect to it when you smoke like a lot, which I did every day, all day, every day. All I did was smoke weed. It becomes your normal state of being. So when you're not high, it's weird, because you're so used to being high all the time, and your buzz lasts, several hours. And if you, continually refresh it, you just stay that way all day, every day. And then to all of a sudden stop, just stop. You're not high anymore, and it's weird. And that's what the thing is with weed. But then, after a day or two, you don't even notice, because then you get back to the other normal. Yeah, it did affect my sleep patterns. I slept like a baby when I was smoking weed, but as soon as I stopped smoking, I started developing a bit of insomnia. Well, you're in Taiwan too. They kind of frown on that stuff over there. They throw people out of helicopters in the Asian countries for using drugs. That's the Philippines, but God, whiskey. Oh, here's a horror story about whiskey. This is when I was young, really young. I think I was 14, maybe. My stepfather was always a whiskey drinker. He would wake up in the morning, have his cup of instant. I'm going to die. Have his cup of instant coffee. So I wasn't paying attention. I'm going to die. It's not working, is it? Ah, good, it worked. Alright, go away now. Anyhow, back to my whiskey story. Always a whiskey drinker. He'd wake up in the morning, have his cup of instant coffee, and then right away whiskey and water for the rest of the day. That's all he would drink for the rest of the day. And so there was always a bottle of whiskey in the house. And he'd get the big bottles, the big handles. Well, he just got a fresh bottle one time, and the same buddy that drank the tequila, him and I decided to go hang out one night. This was real late at night. We snuck out of the house, I grabbed the bottle of whiskey before I left the house, and we just walked around the local park just chugging it out of the bottle. We drank about half this damn thing. It was a gallon, or whatever the big bottle is. I don't know. And my God, I've never puked so much in my life. So much. All I remember is macaroni and cheese getting stuck in the floorboards. You know what I mean? Oh, that was horrible. Could never touch whiskey since then. My monk just seems kind of gimp, doesn't he? Rum, God, yeah. We always drank when we were buying our own alcohol instead of robbing it from our parents' liquor cabinets. Oh man, that's scary. That's freaking scary. Picking people's hair out of the grill of your car. yeah, whenever we buy our own alcohol, we'd always go for most bang for the buck. So we'd always get a bottle of grain alcohol and mix it with Kool-Aid or whatever. Kids, mix it with whatever. But our rule was always you had to do one shot. Whenever we got a bottle of grain, you had to do one shot before you're allowed to have a mixed drink. Oh, that shit burns. Oh my god, does that burn. I don't think I ever blacked out though. That's probably one of the reasons I don't drink today, because I remember everything that I did when I drank. See, that's my problem with alcohol. Alcohol changes who you are on a fundamental level. I don't get violent when I drink, but I get other people in fights. Like if I go to the bar with some friends or whatever, and I start getting into my cups, I'll see how many of my friends I can get into fights with, while I sit back and laugh. One guy almost shot somebody. That's I kind of had to stop doing that. At bowling lane / bar / thing down in Florida, and we're shooting pool, and this one guy was just a little snarky about the game, but nobody was really taking it too personally. But I kept egging it on and saying, "Dude, did you hear he was talking mad shit about you?" And he was already, he's had a few by this point already, and he was heading out to his car to grab his gun. We had to physically restrain him. I had to tell him that I just made the whole thing up the next day. Because these are a bunch of nerds, that nerds don't fight, they just shoot people. I told you that game shop story. The hobby shop that I used to have down in Florida. Well, before I even worked there, this is a nerd gun story. One of my first times there, I was sitting there playing Magic the Gathering, the card game, and this guy came in acting real belligerent with the owner. Apparently, he'd lost some sunglasses in the store, and he kept telling the owner, you have to buy me some new sunglasses because I lost my glasses in your store, so you have to buy me new sunglasses. That idiot. The guy was an idiot, but he was getting real belligerent, real nasty. It looked like he was going to start throwing down with the owner of the shop. And bear in mind, this is a game shop, nothing but nerds. Well, they were good people. The owners of the shop at the time are good people. And I didn't want to see anything bad happen to him, so I'm, like reaching in my pocket to pull out my little folding block blade knife thing in case I have to, jump to the guy's defense. Fortunately, just before things got physical, the guy's friend came in and drug him out of the store and, apologized for it. But as soon as the door closed, all you heard all around the store were hammers dropping. Every single person in that store had a gun trained on that guy, and the minute he would have laid hands on the owner, he would have been dead. That's when I realized nerds carry guns. One guy had a shotgun that he'd had in his bag, but the rest of them just had, pistols. But that guy was always a little more unstable. And that was my first interaction with the regulars at the game shop. And I decided that was the game shop for me. Well, one guy was a competitive shooter for years. So, you know, they're all, like, a lot of them are former military. Great. The other guy was a trick shooter. You know, with the 6-shooters, you know, with the fans and the spinning and the shooting, and, you know, that kind of stuff. So they're all very good with their weapons. Very safe with their weapons too, though. That's the thing. I make it sound like this is Wild West kind of thing, but they're all very safe, very pro safety when it comes to their firearms. They took me to the range. That's when I got my first gun. Was shortly after that. That was about it. Well, they were the D&D players. They weren't the Magic players. They were the D&D players. The older guys. But then they took me to the range and showed me how to shoot, and got my first gun, big old 357. Good times, good times. The one guy did a lot of the Wild West shooting kind of stuff, and he had single action revolvers, very sensitive triggers on them. And we went to the range one day, and he had his gun pointed down range, and he turned to say something to me. And when he did so, his hand kind of dropped a little bit. And just the weight of the gun sitting in his hand was enough to fire the gun. Put a hole in the countertop, you know, at the shooting range, like this big old hole in the thing. So we just quietly packed up and walked out of there. That was funny. But that's when I learned how devastating a 22 could be. You know, people scoff at the 22 because of its lack of stopping power. But then the guy explained to me that we went back and paid for damages eventually. Felt bad about it because it was a really good range. They were really good to us. But one of the other guys, the guy was going out to his car to get his gun at the bar. He took me to the range one time and showed me how great a 22 is for self-defense, even though the round itself is very low caliber, doesn't do a lot of meat damage. 9 times out of 10, when you're in an altercation like that, it's very close range. So when you take the 22 and put it right up against somebody, the bullet itself isn't going to do a lot of damage, but the discharge of the gun is going to blow a hole in somebody's stomach like that big. You know, I didn't believe me. He had the target down range, pop, 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 just putting these little pinprick holes in it, and then he pulled it all the way up to point blank range and shot it and blew a hole in the target that big. And that's why he got one for his wife. Guns are fun. Guns are fun. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what it was. It's the explosive force of the round going off. You know, chambered down the barrel. It's not the bullet that's doing the damage. It's the explosive force of the round going off. It's fun. It's fun. The gun I started with, though, was way too big for a first-timer's gun. It was a big old 357, a short barrel, a little snubby with a ported barrel. So the kick wasn't too bad. But my God, it was like a jackhammer firing that thing, especially your first time. And the first time I fired it, I had my elbow locked. Wasn't really prepared for it because I'd never fired a big gun. You know, I had 22 rifles and things like that. But, you know, big gun, I fired it, blam, knocked me right on my ass. But then after that, I knew what to expect. And Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, literally fell down. Kind of embarrassing. There were other people at the range and they saw me do it. Shouldn't you be despawning? No, there was no video footage of it. We were at the range. This was years ago. Years ago. I mean, the camcorders still use tape, you know, years ago. If I had footage, I'd post it, but. But that's when I settled on the 380. That's now my caliber of choice. It's just personal preference. I'm not saying it's better than anything. Oh yeah, yeah. 9mm has more stopping power, less recoil, more common, cheaper ammo. I've just always had a preference for the 380. It's because it's a slightly smaller round, so the frame of the gun can be a little smaller, so it's a little more concealable. That's really the primary reason. I mean, it's still going to stop somebody. It doesn't matter. You get shot with anything, it's going to stop you. Nobody likes to get shot. But there's honestly really not that much difference between a 380 and a 9mm. No, 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 no. Nope. You want something that's easily concealable, easily drawable. That was my mistake with the 357. I thought, you're gonna get a gun, get a gun, get a gun. No, no. You don't need that much power. You really don't. It's fine for home defense, And it'll scare the hell out of somebody. Let me tell you. That was the gun I was carrying when the drunk Mexican came after me at the convenience store that I worked at. Came after me with the claw hammer, and I pulled it out. Stop. And as soon as he saw that big train tunnel staring him in the face, he immediately went about his business. But yeah, it was too big. It was too big. That was a scary thing for me, though. Not the crazy Mexican with the claw hammer, but actually having to draw on somebody. You never know how scary it is until you actually have to do it. And it's pretty scary. The fact that you're potentially taking someone's life. Gives you a whole new appreciation for the process. You know what I mean? New respect for it. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Yeah, and any cop will tell you if you're going to do it, do it. Why shoot him in the leg? If it's to the point where you're drawing on somebody, then chances are your life's at risk. Why shoot them in the leg? That's just stupid. You want to stop them. You know, at very least center mass. Just make sure you hit your target. I can never understand that. Shoot him in the leg, shoot him. You know how hard it is to shoot somebody in the freaking leg? It's hard enough hitting center mass. I mean, try it at a range sometime. Try to wing the shoulder on the silhouette target. You know, with a quick draw. Yeah, I know they do it in movies. Movies are stupid. I don't have a problem with that, Keb. I really don't. This cop wouldn't have had to draw his weapon if you weren't there breaking the law in the first place. Especially if you're armed. You know. Yeah. 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 It's the stupidest thing in the world, robbing a convenience store. Although the chances of getting away with it are really high. You know, especially if it's a chain store like a 7-Eleven or something like that, because the clerks are of course not supposed to be armed, and they're under orders to just hand them the money, even if they just present a knife. But there's never any more than $40 in the drawer. It's stupid, stupid. But that's stupid people do stupid things, and kind of glad they do, because it makes it that much easier to catch them because they're stupid. You're stupid enough to rob a convenience store for $40. You deserve your fate. I miss Mel Gibson movies. He's not in Japan, he's in Taiwan. He used one of those fancy Chinese swords for it. Yes, Lethal Weapon. They were such fun movies. Not good movies, but fun movies. Really? I didn't think they'd ever forgive Mel Gibson. He committed the ultimate crime. Yeah, never mind. Almost said something inappropriate. I know it's not, but you're in Taiwan, which is a suburb of formerly China, or formerly a suburb of China. No, they don't. This is Hollywood we're talking about, Anonymous. They don't judge you on anything even remotely related to your work. They used to. Used to. Used to be the case. But the times have changed. I mean, they base you on the merit of your work as long as you play ball, I guess. As long as you're on the right side of the fence. But Mel Gibson called out the Jew, and they don't forgive that too quickly. What was he called? Winona Ryder, a nubbin dodger, or something like that. No. Not that they don't want to, but yeah, they don't really have any presence there because they can't. They'd create an international incident. Whoa. I think a lot of that is probably going to die off, the Taiwan thing, now that they have Hong Kong back. They don't really need Taiwan anymore. I mean, not that the reacquisition of Hong Kong is a new thing, but a country like China needs some time to get used to that idea. Oh yeah, China's not stupid. They got enough internal problems to deal with that they can't be worried about too much about Taiwan. I mean, it may be a thorn in their side, but there's so much inner turmoil in China, mainland China, outside of Hong Kong, China, that they're just kept too busy. A lot of everything's blown out of proportion by the media. Jesus, can't trust it anymore. Excuse me. I think what sucks the most for the United States is a lot of foreign nations get a lot of their news about the United States from CNN. And we all know how reliable they've been. So it really doesn't do much to help the United States image with all these foreign nations. Come on. Are you okay? Are they shooting at you? Those damn communists, if they hurt my baby. China's resources are spread so thin already, just in their own country. Dealing with their own inner issues, that they just don't have the resources available to focus on anything outside their country. I mean, they have to maintain a constant military, not for external threats, but for internal threats. Uprisings and protests and that's funny. Probably on the phone with the Chinese or with the embassy. Get my baby out of that country. They're torturing him. They're pulling his fingernails out. Ma'am, your son's fine. But I saw on the news, ma'am, your son's fine. I don't think I'm ever going to leave the United States. I've only ever left it once, and that was just to go to Canada. Well, it's good for tourism. Yeah, like Afghanistan. That's a great place to go. Wonderful place. Even China's not really that bad if you can, be allowed to go there. I don't know what the rules are for traveling to China. But there's a lot to see there. Stepfather always told me you can tell when you cross into Mongolia because you can smell it. Because they don't bathe or something. I don't know. He was Chinese, my stepfather. Yeah, for a tourist, I wouldn't imagine it is. As long as you don't do any shoplifting, unless Trump's visiting the country at the same time. Just make sure you say thanks afterwards. Boy, he just went on and on and on about that. Ungrateful little bastards. Oh, excuse me. They won't. They can't. That would create such an international incident. They should have banned Obama, though. Good lord, he was downright rude. Although I guess Trump was too. They gotta take his Twitter account away. They really do. He's gonna get himself in trouble. Yeah, screw it. He's having fun. I think that's really what it boils down to. He knows he's only going to be there for one term, so he's having fun with it. I don't know, I was kind of happy with what they did today, though. You know, net neutrality thing. I just hope it stays gone. Let you mull that over. I gotta hit the head and then grab another coffee. I'll be right back. I'll be back on that in just a second, Kevin. Okay, sorry about that. The it's something that only affects the United States really, but they Federal Communications Commission struck down the net neutrality thing that Obama put in place. Now it's not we're not quite in the clear yet. It's still got to go through Congress and all that crap. But there's been a lot of disinfo posted about. I don't even. God, I'm dying here. The term net neutrality isn't even an accurate descriptor of what it actually was. Should have been called net regulation, but that doesn't sound as good. But it's been horribly misrepresented by media and whatnot. It goes back to what you were saying earlier about media. Or what we were briefly discussing about the media. And it would have classified internet service providers as utilities, like phone, water, that kind of thing. If it had been allowed to continue. And would have given the government a lot of regulatory control over the internet. Primarily the United States, of course. And people were thinking this is a good idea. This is a great idea. Hey, let's give the government more control. It would have put the same limitations on internet service providers as it does on like cable television providers, where you'd have to get a broadcasting license. It would really stifle the ability of new growth in the industry, competition. It would have basically squashed it. And it's already hard enough to get new people into the field because of regulation. Yeah. Again, it's only something that affects the United States, really, but it's just the way it's been. They call it net neutrality, but it really has nothing to do with keeping the internet neutral. It has nothing to do with that. The deal is Netflix doesn't want to pay more to pump their massive amounts of data through the pipes. They want to be charged the same as everybody else, despite the fact that they use something like 36% of the bandwidth currently being used in the United States is used by like Netflix. YouTube is right behind them with like 20% or something like that. Huge amounts of bandwidth these companies are using, but they don't want to be charged extra for it. And what the cable companies were proposing, the internet service providers were proposing, were putting in these special lanes. Don't call it fast lane either, because that's not accurate. It's more like a carpool lane. I don't know if you're familiar with carpool lanes. I don't know if they have them there, but a carpool lane is a lane specifically set aside for people that are carpooling. You know, more than one occupant in the car. They get to use these lanes as opposed to the other lanes to help them get to work faster, that kind of thing. Well, the internet service providers wanted to do something similar with these high bandwidth usage companies. They wanted to put in these separate lanes so that they weren't clogging up the lanes that everybody else is using. You know what I mean? But in order to do so, they were going to charge them more. Well, YouTube and Netflix and whatnot started lobbying hard. They didn't want to pay extra. They wanted to be charged same as everybody else, despite the fact they're using the lion's share of the bandwidth themselves. Then they wanted the cable companies to foot the bill out of their pocket. And of course, you know, if that happens, that means everybody's internet prices are going to increase because they have to pay for it somehow, because they're not going to take it out of their profits. So they're just going to raise rates. Now, I'm not saying the ISPs are, angels or anything like that. I'm not stupid, but yeah, there's a lot of misrepresentation going on about the whole issue. But then today they decided to do away with that. And keep it more free market oriented. Yeah, there's actually people arguing that you trust the government, trust the government, trust the government. The government knows better than the free market does, that kind of thing. And they're serious. They're not like being ironic or anything. They're actually serious. Has it really gone that far? Have we gone that far over the edge that people are actually saying trust the government? I mean, isn't that the one thing we're not supposed to do? That's why we have so many checks and balances in place. Because they can't be trusted. They've proven that time and time again. It's really not a good discussion to have with somebody outside of the United States, though, because you have no dogs in the fight. Doesn't really have any impact on anybody else. But for us, it's a big deal. Oh, dang. Wasn't even paying attention. Apparently I'm close to leveling. See, the way the broadcasting regulations are set up now. Thanks, Robert. Thanks, Kev. There's an agreement between like telephone companies and cable television providers, that kind of thing. You get sole access to a region, whether it's a city, a county, that kind of thing, as long as you provide equal access to everybody within that region. And that's due to regulation. As long the agreement is that as long as they agree to provide the same service to everybody within that region, even if they live out in the middle of the woods, kind of thing, then they get exclusivity to that region. It's a government mandated monopoly on a local monopoly kind of thing. That holds true for cable television providers, telephone providers, that kind of thing. Yeah, well, that's the biggest problem. There's no, everybody's got a side, and there's no meeting in the middle. And the problem is, when you have that, there has to be two sides. There has to be, because that's how you get things accomplished. This guy has a view of noticing, a way of looking at things, and this guy has a way of looking at things. And somewhere in the middle, there's a compromise, but nobody's willing to meet there. It's just constant hostility, constant aggression. And that's what's tearing us apart right now. Because you could show somebody the facts, like the right, let's call it the right, is big on facts, whereas the left is big on feelings. So, but with the open hostility that we have now, it doesn't matter how many facts you show to the feelers, they're not going to see it. It's right there in black and white. This is why it's bad. Yeah, but it makes me feel better to do it this way. But that way is very damaging, and here's why, right here in black and white. It doesn't matter, my feels. So there's no compromise. What makes the system work is you got some from this side coming up with the ideas and some from this side implementing the ideas. This is a discussion we had before. And then when the two meet together, that's when you get things done. That's when you accomplish goals. These guys are great at coming up with the ideas. These guys are great at implementing the ideas. These guys suck at implementing the ideas, and these guys are not creative at all. You know what I mean? So if it's too far to one side, you have stagnation. If it's too far to the other side, you have poverty, because they don't know how to manage things. Hey, thanks for the follow, Panda. So it's important to have the two sides come together and form a consensus. There has to be compromise on both sides, of course. And sometimes there's a little more compromise on one side, sometimes there's a little more on the other. But as long as it, but we've drifted so far, in the last 8 years prior to Trump, we've drifted so far to the left. There it is. I knew Shai would be along eventually. P99, Project 1999 server. There's been so much drift to the left that it's gotten heavily favored on that side, and the scales have really tipped. Now we're trying to bring it back to the right a little bit, but it's got to come so far back that we're not even getting close to center yet. Let alone getting to the right, which you don't want. You don't want it on the right either. There has to be that. That's why our government's set up the way it is, with all the different representatives from all the different regions, so that you can have a common consensus. Anytime you give one side too much control, they run with it, and that's why you don't trust government. That's why. And that's, back to our original point, that's why the net neutrality thing was so bad, because it put too much power in the hands of the government, and they've proven time and time again that they can't be trusted with it. And this is more than just a... Oh, yeah. It tends to happen a lot on my streams. So, if that's the kind of thing you like, you've come to the right place. Oh, shit. I'm out of throwing weapons. Oh, sorry, I misread what you said. Variety of things, really. Kind of a broad range of topics that are all focused on one central theme of trust, faith. Yeah, it's a different mindset over there. There's a... I don't know, it's much older culture. The Asian cultures they're much older. They've had a lot more time to think about this stuff. They make mistakes. Like mainland China. They've gone too totalitarian, but there's just been a lot more time to figure shit out. And they have a couple thousand years on Europe, basically, which has, thousand or so years on us. Yeah. I don't know. No. Sometimes you wonder if it's ever going to get better, or if it's too far gone. Well, the original topic was the net neutrality being done away with today, and how misrepresented that has been, with the pro net neutrality folks. I think it is. I think it is too far gone, and it's going to have to come to a head. Because nobody, again, like we were just saying, nobody's willing to listen to anybody else. Everybody has their opinions, and there's no compromise anymore. So, probably is past the point of no return. And we've made a lot of mistakes as a country. A lot of misplaced faith, a lot of problems in the world theater. Yeah, well, like I said, it's the left that has the good ideas. They're the creative people. They're the thinkers. They're the intellectuals. They're the ones that have the neat ideas. But it's the right that's good at implementing those ideas in a manner that's cost effective and doable. And when you have the two sides working together, you get a lot of shit done, a lot of good shit. But when you have the two sides at odds with one another, when they're too busy worrying about control and not worrying about compromise or working together for the greater common good, then it all falls apart. And that's especially prevalent when one side has too large a segment of control. Now, it could be argued that the right has too much control right now because we control the House, the Senate, and the executive branch, and soon to be the son of a whore, they despawned. Nighttime. Damn it. Yeah, cling tenaciously to him, Panda. Cling tenaciously because you're not out of the woods yet. Because even though we're primarily Republican-controlled government, or the modern-day Republicans are not not who they present themselves as being. A lot of rhinos and whatnot. All too willing to jump ship. Son of a whore. Firefly. I heard that on Firefly and it's just stuck in my head ever since. It just seems like it's such a good phrase. It says so much. Freaking Reavers. Just nasty little bastards. Hey, Firefly Reavers. Get it? Yeah, I do too. I do too. I got it on a backup drive here somewhere, an external drive. Oh, but my TV computer power supply fried. That's why. I might die. I might die. No, don't die. Please don't die. Always when you're right there on the brink is when you start missing. Oh, that's so maddening. EC2, EC1. Hey, that's an upgrade. Yeah, well, it's like a pidgin Chinese. It's a mishmash of pidgin Chinese and English, and And of course, written by an American, so so I expect him to get a lot of it wrong. That doesn't sound bad at all. That's pretty impressive collection, actually. That's what it means to be an American. More guns than you could ever possibly shoot in one afternoon. That's the difference between us and the rest of the world, though. For us, that's perfectly acceptable. Hey, look who it is. Always finds me. I haven't been on P99 in over a week. I mentioned this earlier, though, but I am going to start doing more P2002 because I really enjoyed my time on that server, and I'd like to go back. What I like the most about it is you have stuff to do right out of the gate, you know what I mean? Right away you start working on your newbie armor quests, and for somebody, you know, who plays like I do, it's much more compatible with my play style. Because I spend a lot of time soloing, and it's much more solo friendly. It's still a little low. I think like 300 to 500 compared to 1,000 here. Well, it's a quest you have to do. You have to assemble all these parts. Some of them are more difficult. Like the bracers tend to be easy to make, whereas the chest piece tends to be the hardest to make. It's the newbie armor quest. They still exist on the live servers, but nobody does them because of the Defiant armor. But the biggest issue P2002 has is they're not part of the EQEMU network, so it's much harder to find out about it. Because they're basically an independent. No, not yet. Not yet. There are enough rounds of ammunition in the hands of American gun owners to kill every man, woman, and child on the planet 10 times over. That's pretty impressive if you ask me. Not that I don't enjoy my time on P99. It's just 2002 is more compatible to my playstyle. More enjoyable for me. Much less time sitting around not doing anything. So once you finish all your newbie armor quests, then you go to the Plane of Knowledge, and then there's all the upgraded armor quests that you can do. Various people send you all over the world doing these random things, and then when you complete the quest. I hope not. I like the downtime too, and I'll still have it on P2002. It's just on those nights when the conversation's slow, I'll at least be able to do something. It's like the problem I had with my Ranger when I first started the stream tonight. He's stuck over in Kinos, and in order to get him over somewhere else, I have to run through all these zones or call up Dollarport, which is fine, but it's a hassle too. But yeah. I'll tell you what, it's a really stable server too. I have no issues with crashing or logging on. It took me 3 tries to log on tonight, and I'm not trying to rag on P99, but that's a factor. There were quite a few nights there in the past where I just kept having trouble getting on and getting on and getting on, and I tempted to just cancel the stream that night because just couldn't stay on, couldn't get on, and then I couldn't stay on once I was on. I appreciate all the work that they do here, but that is a thing. Spirit Stalker. What the heck is that? Let's kill it and find out. Oh, we'll do Panda. I play on Zagany primarily. Yeah. Even more so for me because I have such a horrible attention span. There's always all the talk about inoculations giving autism and whatnot. I don't know the veracity of any of it, but when I was a kid, my sister always hated getting shots. But of course, we had to go get our inoculations when we were kids. That was back in the 70s, mind you. So we worked out a little arrangement. I didn't mind getting the shots; they didn't bother me at all. But she was really just scared to death of them. So whenever we were in the doctor's office, we would start acting up and wrestling around, goofing around, and whatnot. And the doctor would get all flustered and confused, and he wouldn't know who got their shots and who didn't. So I'd always end up getting my sister's because he'd have the right number of shots there. Just he couldn't remember who got them and who didn't because we were always acting up. It's part of our plan. So I got like double inoculations. So maybe that's the cause for the attention span. That was all related somehow. Ranger's my favorite too. It's such a fun class, especially on the live servers. They're so ridiculously powerful on the live servers. So much damage output. I think they're like close to the top DPS output right now. Yeah, P99, they kind of suck, to be honest with you. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a drink. Yeah, but on P99, not so much. Be right back. Sorry about that. I made one just out of spite, really. It's the least played class on the server. I mean, the range attacks aren't even worth talking about. Don't even have auto fire. Oh, will do, Panda. I'll keep that in mind. I don't have any 105s. So I've been playing since Kunark. I have yet to get a max level character. The only reason I have the 85s I do have are because of the character boosts that they give to the veteran rewards. Like the eternal noob. Are there really? That many? That's surprising. Too many players. I'm surprised there's that many on, though, to tell you the truth. They really are painful to play. Yeah. Those are just the ones who admit to being Rangers. It was the inclusion of the AAs that really put Rangers over the edge. That auto fire helps too. Not having to sit there and spam the shoot key. Headshot. That's the one I abuse the most. Good old headshot. I do most of my leveling using headshot. Root, snare, plink, 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 dead. That simple. As long as it's a humanoid. Oh, he must be back and getting his coffee. What do we get at 18? Nothing at 18, I don't think. Oh yeah. That's right. I think I messed my AAs all up the last time I logged on because I got refunded a bunch of points and I think I spent them poorly. So there's apparently some patch between logins. And, I don't get a chance to get on the live servers too often. Oh, cool. Yeah, same here. Same here. That is a big part of it. Well, my gaming time is so limited, so it's generally only when I stream. You know, with family and all that. I think that's why I prefer the 2002 thing, because it allows me to actually do something that doesn't involve grinding. And, you know, progress. Quests are fun. I like doing quests. Right now I'm not doing any quests. I'm just killing the same mobs over and over again. And I'm not, you know, don't take that to mean I don't like the servers. It's just, my time is very limited. And alright, Panda, well, thanks for the follow, and try to be on every night at 11. Usually some form of Everquest or another. You have a good night. Bullnose snake. Not to say I'm giving up on P99 entirely, it's just I'm going to start splitting my time more between the two. Yeah. Oh, I can't give it up completely. I do still enjoy certain aspects of it. Like when we get together as a group. You know, like the Saturday night games. Or sessions. Oh, jeez. Yeah, there's a lot of that, isn't there? Come on, lucky jester. Crap. Alright, folks, I'm going to wrap things up here. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate you tuning in, and I'll be back on tomorrow night at 11. And, yeah, we'll see what happens. So you folks have a good night. Good luck with your camp, Keb, and those of you at work, enjoy your evenings. Sorry, Mike. And see you tomorrow night.